Now we're gonna do the rolls. I got a 28. We got a Spart with 98. Oh, Spart just wants to fucking destroy right now. Again, if you are stealthy, not dueling, the corner side is where you want to chill at, alright? Cool. Alright, I think we got our order. Looks like it's gonna be Spart. There we go. That'll do it. I accept should have let Boom go first, because they got the same one, but it's okay. We do have Spart going up versus Hank Sinatra. That's a name I haven't seen in a while. Well, didn't this guy come to, like, Legion duels before, too? That's gonna be cheap shot onto Spart with a killing spree to follow. It's gonna be Spart getting some defenses into a polymorph onto Hank. Hank still is holding on to a trinket. It's gonna Spart getting a dot on him and slows. Big burst coming out for Sparticle, though. Getting them big arcane blasts, and Hank Sinatra is popping parry because he's not gonna need a big damage onto Hank out of nowhere into a blind onto Spart. Disarming the mage! This guy watches some pillow, honestly. And still trying to chase up to Spart. Spart gets a trinket, I think, out of a stump. There's going to be Ghost Strike. This guy's going for some big damage. Pretty sure he already burned Cloak of Shadows earlier. And Spart just trying to kind of AoE this guy. Does hit him with a root. Hank Sinatra barely has any health. 25k left, and Spart, our one arcane missile is going to do it, and he does! He does it! Sparticle, who can beat this man? Is going to be Element, also playing Arcane Mage. It's going to be Arcane versus Arcane. The dream is real for the Arcane. I'm going to be in stealth so I can get close to the duels, by the way. Cool. Yeah. Okay. Cool. You will watch me on stream. If it's my turn to duel, I'll run all the way to the back, and I'll do the whole run back and forth. Okay. Trust me. Here's Element trying to trying to get some damage with the Spart. Spart actually was out of mana completely. He could stop Spart's. That's an Invis coming out for Sparticle though. Getting a polymorph for Element. What if Element interrupted Spart's mana regen? Spart would have been screwed, right? Spart has double the absorb on him. Element is giving him a free absorb, doesn't he? And that's going to be arcane missiles out of Element this time. Both of them are just shooting missiles at each other while they're LOSing one another. Spart's trying to get a polymorph out in the middle. That is going to be temporal shield on Element. And Spart's just going to back the hell out. Element is barely out of mana, or basically out of mana. I don't know if mana is important for like mage versus mage duel. There's gonna be evocation coming out for Element. I don't think Spart interrupted. Did Spart actually kick it? No, he would have shown up here. There was counterspell. Polymorph coming out onto Sparticle. Sparticle standing with two prismatic barriers. Like, goddamn. And Element is getting another poly. Maybe he'll go for food. That's gonna be. Both of these mages are throwing like arcane spells at each other, but I'm not seeing crazy burst quite yet. That's gonna be Spart getting himself arcane missile procs, trying to get as much value out of it as possible. Arcane missiles to follow onto Spart again. But you can see Spart's health is fairly high. Popping cooldowns right now. We might actually see Element go down here. Big bursts available. Both of these mages are popping arcane blasts at each other, and that's gonna be a big kill for Element. Spart might be able to steal. That is gonna be Ice Block, and Element is gonna be able to gain a lot of that health back, but is just getting all his buffs stolen. And Spart is just continuing to hit him with arcane missiles. Element just doesn't have any opportunity to get a catch up. He's just casting arcane missiles back at him, and Spart is just gonna outmage the mage. Looks like it's gonna be Solar Power up next, who is a Feral Druid, and Spart is getting himself an Invis ahead of time. Do we have Eyes up and running? It is gonna be Eyes available on both sides. That's gonna be some instants onto Solar Power, but Solar Power is popping Wall. Try to mitigate for a bit of that damage. Spart, as soon as that wall is down, is gonna blast him with a few arcane spells. All Solar Power can do is build up his combo points with Moonfire from a distance. Does get a nice rip onto Spart, and is going for an Invis and a Re-Stealth. While Spart has all these images, it's just too much damage. He's gotta hide, gotta reset, gotta wait. And Spart is trying to blink around. Oh no, the images. Uh-oh. Don't attack the images. They'll do some damage to you, but Spart didn't mean to. Cool, cool, cool. Tyrion is cool about it. We didn't see the Feral for a second. Spart actually blinking and rooting the Feral right afterwards. Not gonna let the Feral get the opener, so the big bleeds are not gonna happen. Gonna blink backwards where he was. Continue to keep the Feral slowed. The further, he's just not letting this Feral build any combo points. There's not even Moonfire coming out of the Feral. Trying to get some physical contact in there, but Spart's just not gonna allow it. Just kind of hanging out next to the Feral. One Rake came out, but that's gonna be a big burst out of Sparticle. The Solar Power expected. Took a big damage, big bit of damage. Can Spart continue on with more arcane missiles, or is Solar Power gonna be able to kind of reset himself? Spart still has a trinket available in order to get some damage going. Solo Power is just trying to hug the pillar as best as he can. And this is going to be Spart blinking around. You need pillar. You need to force this mage to your wall coming out. Bash comes in. Actually can set up finally some bleeds onto Spart. And is going to kind of try to run away. But Spart is just going to chase. Stay offensive. Arcane missiles while those dots are taking down him. Still has one more insta-cast of Presence on Mind, and Solo Power just taking so much damage. The bleeds are on Spart, but he's not feeling him. It's only 4% dampening, so his Absorb is still holding on to whatever damage he's got. Solo Power is left at under 1k health and goes down. That's going to be Tyrion's up next. Spart is trying to go for Invis, but does get greater invisibility for 60% damage reduction. There's going to be a Hydra to Spart, but he does have Temporal Shield, so he's going to heal a portion of this damage. But doesn't look at Tyrion's. Went for burst at that moment. That's gonna be polymorph onto wings. While Execution sends up, Spart is making sure to keep polymorphing on the mage, on the paladin. He probably can't get out of it. All he has is a human trinket. That's gonna be Shield of Vengeance. As long as Spart is nowhere near that thing, gets an invis off. Can he juke away? Does get away from Tyrion's. All that holy damage whiffed completely out in nowhere. He's going to continue slowing the paladin. That's what he has, and that's what he's going to do. He's going to run circles around this paladin, blink around him, take all his buffs, maintain his mana, and just continue hitting him with arcane missiles whenever those are available, especially if he has charges. He got his images up. Tyrion's health is at about halfway point. He needs to figure out what to do with this mage. He needs to either maybe go behind pillar, chooses to burn a bubble. He is staying offensive with that bubble, popping a trinket and hordes. Does he have a Hodge? Does land a Hodge onto Spart. Can he get a setup going? He has an opportunity right now to get something happening, but using all that holy power to heal himself instead. And Spart is going to continue keeping him out in the open exactly where he wants him. Hand of Freedom is out, but Tyrion's is going to go down, and it's going to be another feral opening up. Cinderella is just going to go ham onto Spart. Getting hit with a root. That's going to be Invis with, I think, Incarnation. Does Sparticle have a... Oh, that is Incarnation, actually. Does Spart have a Ice Block for this Feral? Dampening is still setting in a pretty high 15% dampening. We did get Cinderella behind the pillar. Catch himself another reset. Maybe about 10 seconds left on Incarnation, and as long as Spart can find him, didn't have the eye, but he was hanging out by the eye, I guess hoping that it would spawn. There's opportunity for Cinderella to get big bleeds. That's actually going to be big damage onto Spart, so he's actually going to start feeling the hurt of what a Feral can do. That's going to be temporal. It is going to cover for some of this damage, but a 70% dampening is going to reduce it. Spart did get a good chunk of health, and that's going to be Cinderella just dipping behind pillar as soon as he can. But Spart's Arcane Missile with all that burst still did take a chunk out of Cinderella. And that dot is not letting him reset, and Spart is not going to let him reset either. That was an Arcane Blast, I'm pretty sure. No, that was Arcane Barrage, right? I get those abilities mixed up all the time. Arcane everything. Literally, this one is Arcane everything. That's going to be Spart still hanging out. Poppy is Invis in order to reduce some of the damage that he's taken from Cinderella. Cycling through his Prismatic Barrier while Cinderella's out in the open. Popping wall before he can reach the pillar. And it's going to go for regrowth and hopefully going to be able to get some damage off of this regrowth. Does get I think, not a bite, or maybe it was a bite onto Sparticle. If he has a bite, he's not running the talent that reduces the health of whoever he bites. Still trying to catch himself a reset. Spart is not going to let this Feral catch a reset. Just going to blink around him as per usual. Arcane Missiles is going to be the way that he's going to deal with this Feral Druid as he's trying to hug the pillar and catch himself a re. No dots on the Feral. Maybe could actually... Oh no! Every time there's any semblance of reset, Spart is just going to blink and dot you up. That's it. As a stealthy, have fun with that. Dampening is pretty high. Cinderella is recovering health over time with 25% dampening. The images are out, so it's an opportunity for Cinderella to at least build combo points. Finally able to land some physical damage onto Spart with a bash, puts him full of bleeds and trying to run away, let Spart melt. But Spart is going to take that opportunity since he is going to be taking damage anyway to get hyper offensive with Cinderella. Where Cinderella just wants to rot and dot him, Spart is going to go offensive. It's going to be big damage cycling on both of them. Big heal coming out for Spart. Cinderella still has Hots to maintain him. And those images are going to hit him with Arcane Blast, but it's better than dealing with Spart himself. Spart's shield is still holding up. The bleeds are ticking down. Big burst for Spart coming out. It's actually blinking around. It can missiles. 20k worth of health. And it just collapsed Cinderella just like that. Oh my god. Spart. The Arcane Mage Maniac. Absolutely nuts. Absolutely insane. Oh my god. Wow. Tusk, Elixir.